Have you ever wondered if the very person steering the Lakers ship was actually pulling the rug out from under us? Could the smile we all admire be hiding a decision so seismic that it reshapes the entire franchise's future? What if the secret to luring Luka Doncic to LA was never meant to see the light of day? And now that that cat's out of the bag, everything we thought we knew about the Lakers might be in jeopardy. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we break down every move, every whisper, and every blockbuster moment that could make or break our purple and gold dreams. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, especially when the rumor mill is churning this fiercely. Today's spark? Jeanie Buss opened up about the Luka Doncic trade, and what she revealed might just blow your mind. According to her sit-down with Yahoo Sports, the entire deal was conducted under a veil of secrecy so tight that even some Lakers legends had no clue what was happening until it was done. Jeanie admitted that if word had leaked, if anyone had caught wind of the discussions, this blockbuster history-making swap would have crumbled before it ever hit the headlines. But why was secrecy so crucial? And what could keeping it on the low really mean for the Lakers' locker room, fan loyalty, and future roster moves? Let's rewind. On February 2nd, 2025, the Lakers stunned the NBA by trading Anthony Davis, a former Finals MVP, plus Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick to the Mavericks. In return, they received Luka Doncic, still recovering from a calf strain after Christmas, alongside Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris. It was the first time in NBA history that two reigning All-NBA players swapped jerseys mid-season. Critics cried foul. Fans were ignited. And amidst the chaos, league insiders were left scratching their heads. How did Rob Pelinka and Jeanie Buss manage to keep this seismic swap so utterly hidden? Jeanie's answer was simple, yet chilling. Secrecy was everything. She confessed that earlier leaks had torpedoed potential trades in the past, and she wouldn't let that happen again. If anyone sniffed out our whispers, Jeanie said, Dallas would have pulled the plug. We had to keep it under wraps until ink hit the paper. Think about that. For weeks, the front office played a high-stakes game of cloak and dagger, meeting in discreet locations, double-checking communication channels, and trusting only a handful of staffers. Could this level of subterfuge have built lasting trust within the organization? Or did it sow seeds of paranoia among coaches, players, and even LeBron James himself? Because when the news finally broke, the shockwaves rippled far beyond Staples Center. Mavericks fans erupted in protest. Jokic mentor and Dallas legend Dirk Nowitzki flew to LA to console a stunned Doncic. Lakers legends like Magic Johnson admitted they were blindsided. Magic tweeted that even he didn't see it coming. Meanwhile, insiders murmured, could this be the start of a franchise-wide culture shift? Some even speculated that this kind of cloak-and-dagger operation might alienate key players who value transparency. Is it possible that veterans on the team felt shut out? Wondered one anonymous analyst. Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of a more secretive era, where the front office makes plays behind closed doors, leaving us all guessing. But let's focus on the basketball ramifications. Acquiring Doncic changed the Lakers' identity overnight. Luka averaged 14 points and 4 assists in his first 23 minutes, nearly single-handedly beating the Utah Jazz in his debut. His gravity forced defenses to collapse, opening up lanes for LeBron and spacing the floor for shooters like Austin Reeves. Could this mean that, in just a handful of games, the Lakers morphed from a flawed roster into a legitimate finals threat? Or was this season-saving gamble just a fleeting flash that, without stability and clear communication, could come back to haunt them? We can't ignore the ripple effect on Anthony Davis, traded to Dallas in the same deal. AD's lone game in, Dallas ended with a heroic 24-13-5 stat line before he suffered a left adductor strain. The Mavericks, who initially insisted on defense over offense, watched their stars' health unravel. Meanwhile, Laker fans debated whether losing Davis, even, in exchange for a superstar like Luka, was worth the gamble. Some insiders believed that Davis's departure could set us back defensively, one sports writer claimed, but we're also getting an all-NBA producer in Doncic. So, is this a fair trade? Those questions linger every time Rui Hachimura steps up in AD's absence or when Los Angeles struggles to fill the interior scoring void. Now, let's consider the immediate on-court effects. Acquiring Doncic means instant offensive firepower and global buzz, but it also means recalibrating roles. LeBron, still averaging 24.4 points, nearly 8 boards, and 8 assists per game at age 40, must now share the spotlight in pick-and-roll executions. Could this mean that a co-star debate emerges? Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of tension when both LeBron and Luka demand the ball in crunch time. Meanwhile, role players like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura must adapt to fewer touches while still providing defensive intensity and shooting. Is it possible that the bench depth will crumble under the weight of 2 superstars? Asked one analyst. The questions are flying faster than any pass Doncic can dish. We can't ignore the larger context either. The Western Conference gauntlet includes Denver, Phoenix, and Minnesota, all teams peaking at Laker vulnerability. With this midseason, Alchemy, LA, vaulted from a 32-30 squad to a bona fide contender. But those wins don't erase lingering doubts. How sustainable is a team built on a seismic midseason swap? If Doncic's calf flares up, or if chemistry falters under the weight of secrecy, the Lakers could unravel just as quickly as they assembled. But perhaps the most intriguing subtext is how this deal redefines Jeanies' legacy. She insisted that her troubled early tenure, marked by internal family lawsuits, power struggles, and front office churn, was a necessary prelude to this moment. By pulling off the Holy's Tea trade, Magic Johnson called it that. David Aldridge called it that. The Lakers' governor cemented her authority. Yet some critics argue this kind of opaque decision-making could undermine fan trust. Could this mean that Jeanies' future decisions will carry even more weight? For better or worse, asked a league veteran. Is it possible that this move will force her to defend every subsequent whisper, because fans will forever ask, what aren't they telling us? So, Lakers news, fan report family. What do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe that while the secrecy was necessary to land Luka Doncic, it also introduced an undercurrent of mistrust that could haunt the locker room and the fan base all season long. But if this gamble pays off and we hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy, those whispers of doubt will be drowned out by cheers. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as hyped as I am for Lakers News Fan Report, smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the drama in purple and gold. Now, picking up where we left off, Jeanie. Buss's admission that secrecy was the linchpin for pulling off the Luka Doncic trade has sent shockwaves through the Lakers' locker room. Could this mean that players like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and even role players felt blindsided by the front office's clandestine tactics? According to the Yahoo Sports article, Jeanie revealed that if any leaks had surfaced, the blockbuster swap would have collapsed. Fans are wondering if this could be the turning point that fractures trust in the organization. Some insiders believe that vets such as LeBron and Rui Hachimura might question why they weren't looped in sooner, especially when the stakes involve sending away a longtime stalwart like Davis to land Doncic. Luka's arrival in LA reshaped the roster instantly. In his first 5 games as a Laker, he averaged 30.4 points, 8.2 assists, and 6.0 rebounds while shooting 52% from the field, numbers reminiscent of his MVP-caliber seasons in Dallas. But chemistry isn't just about statistics. It's about how roles shift, how egos adjust. LeBron, who finished the regular season averaging 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.0 assists at age 40, now shares the ball-handling duties with Luka, who draws multiple defenders with every drive. Is it possible that this dynamic will elevate both superstars when the playoffs arrive? Or could it create friction when crunch time arrives and both LeBron and Luka want the final shot? Consider the implications for rotation. With Doncic absorbing about 35 minutes per night and LeBron still logging 34 to 35 minutes, secondary players like Austin Reeves and Bronny James must fight for minutes. Reeves, who averaged 13.8 points and 4.2 assists on 38% three-point shooting before the trade, has seen his usage dip as the offense pivots around Luka's gravity. Could this mean that Reeves' breakout stardom stalls? Some insiders believe that Reeves will adapt, hustling on defense and hitting catch-and-shoot triples off Luka's penetration. But if he struggles to find consistency, the Lakers' bench scoring could dry up, leaving opponents to attack LA in waves. Then there's Bronny James, who has emerged as a compelling subplot this season. In limited G League action, he's averaged 20.5 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game while shooting 43% from deep. His late-game cameo against the Thunder, where he drained a corner three and snagged a rebound, ignited social media. Fans are wondering if this could be the beginning of Bronny's ascension into the rotation. But with Luka and LeBron controlling the bulk of ball-handling chores, will there be room for Bronny to carve out meaningful minutes? Some insiders believe that the Lakers might still hide a few minutes for Bronny in blowouts or low-stakes second halves, just to keep the family narrative intact. Yet others caution that without expanded cap flexibility, the front office can't afford to jeopardize a playoff run by giving a two-way roster spot to a rookie still finding his footing. Speaking of cap flexibility, Jeanies' emphasis on secrecy hints that the organization knew any chatter about mortgaging the future could derail the deal. Now that it's public, the Lakers must balance Luka's enormous contract against the salary cap constraints that come with it. Remember the trading of Anthony Davis, earning $40 million this season, for Doncic, on a slightly smaller but still massive $45 million deal, forced LA to include expiring contracts like those of Markieff Morris and Maxi Kleber. Could this mean the Lakers will struggle to add a rim protector next summer? Fans are speculating about potential targets like Nick Claxton or Walker Kessler, players who could anchor the paint and play beside Davis or Rui. But if LA is already bumping up against the first apron, the mid-level exception shrinks from $14.1 million to just $5.7 million. That begs the question, how can the Lakers address their glaring front-court deficiencies without a fully loaded cap sheet? Meanwhile, the West remains a minefield. The Denver Nuggets, fresh off a 58-24 season, boast a defensive rating of 110.1, third best in the league, while the Phoenix Suns ranked fourth in offense at 117.3 points per 100 possessions. Now that Dallas snagged the top lottery pick, projected to be Cooper Flagg. The Mavericks swiftly secured Cason Wallace, another playmaking guard who gave them hope of returning to contention. So if Dallas continues to improve, could the Mavericks leapfrog the Lakers in the standings, making this trade look foolish in hindsight? Some Lakers analysts are saying that without timely additions to shore up defense, LA's gamble on offense first. Chemistry might leave them second-guessing. Now, as the season heats up and playoff seeding hangs in the balance, what do you believe will define LA's destiny? Secrecy or transparency? Personally, as a die-hard Lakers supporter, I believe that while the clandestine approach was essential to land Luka Doncic, the organization must quickly pivot to open communication and strategic roster building to maintain locker room trust. The trust between players, front office, and fans is priceless, and any misstep could cost this superstar tandem the chance to bring a banner back to LA. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, And subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.